Back with us another week, talking all things KC with our 50-50 elected mayor, Mayor Quinton Lucas. Now, a federal subpoena recently revealed that the FBI requested records related to a homeless outreach contractor connected to the city. But the subpoena itself doesn't mention Councilwoman Rayna Parks-Shaw or her husband, Public Works Director Michael Shaw. Still, Mayor Lucas, because of their past involvement with the Clean Up KC program, it's created a lot of speculation and headlines. From your vantage point as mayor, what do you make of this situation, and how important is it for City Hall to stay transparent with Kansas Citians so people know exactly what's going on and what isn't?
So City Hall needs to make sure it is transparent. I'm always going to make sure, to the extent I know what's going on, that I will share what I know when I know it. I am not going to be, and whatever, I guess is how we'll start our morning. I'm not going to be the brother who is throwing more rumors about which I know nothing on a black woman and a black man who have worked very hard to build a reputation in this community, who have worked hard to try to build up this community as best they can. I don't know. I don't know the background of everything that's being investigated. I also have seen this grand jury subpoena now that apparently is for a third party. And what I won't do is rush to conclusions like I think many other people have. Whenever I see things like this, I tend to take them very seriously. Folks try to mix and match a whole lot of things together to try to tear somebody down. Maybe there's something there, maybe there's not. What I'm not going to be a part of is trying to accelerate the fire that is surrounding or engulfing somebody who is really trying their best to make sure that they can make this city better. So I look forward to learning more as time goes on. I look forward to making sure we answer as we know what's going on. The feds don't usually give those quick of answers, but I'm not going to stand here in judgment of people who I know deserve a fair right to defend themselves and frankly deserve a fair right to know what's going on.
Mayor Lucas, do you think this was a possible somebody trying to throw salt in the possible 2027 campaign of Rayna Parks-Shaw for her candidacy to be mayor?
In the way that it has been reported, absolutely it is. I mean, look, again, I don't know. I don't know what the ultimate issues are. I don't even know what the entire purported investigations are. But yeah, when you have a current political race going on, when you have the sort of reporting that I think we saw before, and remember at the beginning, it was just kind of these folks being investigated. It may be pay for play on permitting, which apparently this investigation at least doesn't appear to relate to. It may be any thousands of other things. I mean, look, these are people that can defend themselves, but at the same time, that's when I sat back and said, you know what, I'll start to have some level of issues. And let me give you another fact. When you talk about being black in Kansas City or in American politics, when you talk about where some of us come from, folks have never found alleged corruption scandals they don't want to try to believe. So, you start to throw all the drama on the city's corrupt, these people are corrupt or something like that. I work at City Hall. Frankly, I have issues with other contracts that seem to go to certain places, but that never seem to get this type of engagement, attention, and concern. So I'm going to sit back. I'm gonna do what I think everybody else should be doing, which is saying, I don't know the facts. Let me see if there's some real facts about these people that are worthy of all this investigation. What I'm not about to do is just say they are all this, that, and the other, that City Hall is engulfed in corruption claims. We're not. I'm showing up at work every day, all right? And the other thing I'm not gonna do is try to destroy the reputations of people who have spent decades building it. If there's something there, then cool. I'm gonna show up on your show. I'm gonna answer questions about it. You're going to professionally ask me about it. But we're not about to just sit here and just say, oh yeah, these people got a whole bunch of challenges, when frankly, from every official thing I've seen so far, I'm not seeing the connection. So,
Mayor Lucas, later on this week, you'll have a meeting with City Planning and Economic Development Corporation to discuss potential streetcar expansion in the Midtown area. Ahead of that meeting, what outcome would you like?
I think this is really an interesting opportunity for Kansas City. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my mind right on this topic, not the last one. But I think this is an interesting meeting for Kansas City for the following reason. We have been talking for years now, actually, to our friends over in Wyandotte County, at the University of Kansas Health System, and others. Anybody who goes to that area knows that it's a big job generator for many in our region. KU Health System is actually the fourth largest employer of Kansas City, Missouri residents too. Not to mention all the other folks, of course, it is in KCK right on the state line. And so this is really about how can we connect a lot of working people to jobs, those who are cleaning the facility, nurses, professionals, staff, so many others, phlebotomists, what have you. And so I look forward to learning more about what that type of connection could look like. I'm also excited about East-West connection on 18th Street, linking 18th and Vine. I think when you look at Kansas City, the breakdown we need to make once and for all, everybody, is breaking the East-West divide, whether it's getting from KCK and Wyandotte County into the city, whether it's getting from the core of the city to the east side of Kansas City. These lines, however short, can be the beginning of a way that we actually link at these divides that I think break up too much of our community and too much opportunity for our community long term.
Back at it with our 55th elected mayor, Mayor Quinton Lucas of Kansas City, Missouri. Now, a lot of Kansas Citians who grew up on the south side, including me, remember when you could take Blue River Road near 85th and Hickman Mills Drive and drive straight through towards Grandview. It was one of those like scenic little shortcuts that many of us loved. Well, that stretch has been blocked off for about 2 decades now, unfortunately. And about a year ago, you mentioned that the city was studying the possibility of reconnecting it. What did that study ultimately show, Mayor Lucas? And is there any realistic chance that Kansas Cityans will see that road reopen again?
Much love to all of our South Side connections and making sure people get around. I think the issue that we keep running into is that you continue to have cost prohibitive fixes. And so obviously this was a fix that was in the millions of dollars before that has only gone up since the time of study. When you compare even the past traffic counts with it, it becomes something that is challenged and strained under an already crowded budget. Doesn't mean it isn't a value to people. It just means that this is something that becomes harder and harder for us to justify at least the costs on the fix. We continue to look to ways to see whether KC Water and some of the others really over there, fundamentally it is a runoff issue that challenges the road long term. Are there ways that we can get more funds, including funding that helps support some of the water infrastructure nearby, flood control, etc. So I'm saying with all of that, it may not open that soon. I ain't gonna tell you any stories, but we'll continue to try to look for if there is some grant, if there is some way to help you ride in your 91 Civic. Don't get me wrong, I know you ain't that old. I know that might have been a ride you had it looking all good, listening to Hot 103 jams back in the day. We're going to make sure we can explore what that's like for you.
I was riding that Truce Metro bus over there. That's on the way to Hypermart. And then when we reopen it, rename it, it's the Brian B. Shyne and Blue River Road.
I like that.
What's that?
That BBBB?
Yeah, that's
all
right.
them bees.
All right, man, Lucas, we appreciate you. Have a good one and continue to be a blessing for Kansas City.
All right, y'all. Stay warm today. Be safe out there.